Hey guys, it's Melanie and welcome back to candle review number 2 of the day. If you missed it a little bit earlier, I uploaded my thoughts on the HomeWorx Farmstand watermelon fragrance. I was actually able to compare it to one of the original Farmstand watermelon candles, which came out when they were still 3 wicks back in 2018. I do not, unfortunately, have one of my original Farmstand cherries left to be able to compare to this newer version here, but I definitely have burned multiple Farmstand cherries, and as soon as I saw this pop back up over on QVC, I immediately snatched it up because I remember really liking it. So I wish I had one of the originals to show you guys, but we're gonna be doing this mostly based off of memory. I actually do think that I have a review of Farmstand cherry up. Ironically enough, I did not have a review of Farmstand watermelon. Back in 2018, I was still not reviewing every single candle that I purchased. Sometimes I would just skip some for some reason. So, but yeah, anyway, so in this video, we're obviously talking about Farmstand cherry. Check the description box down below. I will link where you can purchase this, and I will link the page where you can find all of the Farmstand collection. Some of you might be asking me if I purchased the blueberry, the peach, the strawberry. I mentioned this already in the last video, but I did not, because last year the entire, well, not the entire, but 3 of the Farmstand scents, specifically the original Farmstand trio of blueberry, peach, and strawberry, were re-released, and I bought multiple sets back then. So I'm all set with the blueberries, the strawberries, and the peaches. But yeah. So you guys, let's get into Farmstand cherry. Here's the thing about cherry scents. A lot of times I don't love them. I feel like a lot of home fragrance products that have a cherry fragrance to them come across as that children's cough medicine, or like children's Tylenol artificial cherry, that scent. I feel like that's what I mostly smell in the vast majority of cherry candles from like most home fragrance companies. So it's a little bit medicinal, a little bit maybe too cloying, just not crazy authentic. And I have to admit that even this Farmstand cherry here from HomeWorx is not like necessarily the most authentic, Rainier cherry or Bing cherry scent, Merlot cherry, if you will, or something like that. It's a little bit more of like a candied take on cherry. It does not come across as that like gross medicinal cherry scent that I remember, when trying to force Tylenol into my daughter's mouth when she was teething and was in pain, and a lot of times she just spit that stuff right back into my face. So the smell of cherries can be a little bit tough for me. Not fond memories there. So, but let's go ahead and get into this Farmstand cherry here and talk about also the overall burn performance. By the way, I am at the halfway point with both of these candles, and they've done fine. I was a little bit more careful when trimming the wicks on the Farmstand cherry. I was able to locate my cuticle scissors. My kid had them, so I hunted them down and used cuticle scissors to trim these wicks. One of the things that I mentioned in the watermelon video is be careful with these wicks. They seem to be somewhat fragile. And if you use like a wick trimmer, like the old school Yankee ones, it's possible that you're gonna snap these. So use either some small scissors, like some cuticle scissors or something like that, maybe like some sewing scissors, something that gives you a little bit more control, and trim only what you need to. Don't trim any more than that. All right, let's get into the description here. Luscious wild cherries, ripe raspberries, ripe strawberries, plum, and vanilla cream. Now, I do not recall what the original fragrance notes are. Maybe I will link my original video down below as well. But let's go ahead and just review this one for what this is. Okay, so luscious wild cherries. There is definitely sorry, I'm smelling the second one that I got back here. This one isn't fully pulled out yet, so it hasn't like filled this room quite yet. Also, I just had the watermelon candle in here as well, so I'm trying to like kind of clear the watermelon air out. Yeah, so this is definitely a more of like a candied cherry type of scent. On cold sniff, this one has a little bit of like a waxiness to it that does go away when it's lit. This is one that I feel like smells a whole lot better when it's burning versus cold sniff. So when you first get this one, I wouldn't be surprised if some people are like, this isn't really that great. I feel like this is one of those, not rare because this can happen quite a bit, but you know, sometimes you smell a candle and you're like, I mean, it's nice, it's good, but nothing terribly special. I think this one kind of transforms when you light it up. So again, like a candied cherry note here for sure. There is just a hint of raspberry. And there is maybe a touch of strawberry. I do think there are some other like berry notes in here for sure. I don't get any plum. Plum is not something that comes across in this version at all. I don't remember if plum was in the original, but when this is burning, I do not smell it. Now I do get the vanilla cream. This almost smells like a cherry, not quite like not like a cherry creamsicle type situation, but there is this vanilla that kind of seems to tone down the cherry and the berry notes just a little bit, makes it a little bit softer. I'm surprised this isn't sweeter. I feel like I remember the original version being maybe a touch sweeter than this one, but this is still quite sweet. But I just want to say, like, this doesn't come across as cloying in any kind of way. And that quote unquote luscious wild cherry note, yeah, there's no like distinction of like, is it a Rainier cherry? Is it a Bing cherry? Is it, you know, some other special kind of cherry? It's just kind of that like somewhat generic cherry smell, but not generic in that it smells like, you know, children's cough medicine or anything like that. The strength and throw of this is actually better than the watermelon. Now this is like a strength of like a solid 7 to my nose when it's burning, and the throw is pretty much a 7 as well. I've had this one on my kitchen island. I have not put the watermelon or the cherry inside of a hurricane. I don't feel like I had to with either of these two, but that may improve the strength and the throw a little bit. So, I mean, always, you know, worth a try if you are looking for a little bit more fragrance output. But I feel like it's been doing just fine for me. I certainly smell it all throughout the kitchen, all throughout, you know, our eating area over there, into the family room. And then this one also travels like out towards like the front door in this front area of the house. And that's kind of a ways for it to travel, especially because the airflow tends to blow things towards the back of the house versus back to the front. So this one is doing just fine for me. In fact, I'm quite impressed with the overall performance of this one. No sooting, no discoloration of the wax. I'll give you guys an overhead view like I did with the watermelon. This one is completely pulled out. And this one did not struggle with pulling out during the initial burn. Sorry, I have to work around Alf's butt here. He's sitting in my lap. This one did not struggle to pull out during the first couple of burns. The watermelon did. This did not. So really, I have not had any issues with the Farmstand cherry. Is it my favorite out of the Farmstand collection? No, I think that for me, it's kind of a three-way tie between the blueberry, the strawberry, and the peach, with probably the blueberry and the strawberry being like the top two. But overall, I was really glad just to see this Farmstand collection return. It is a collection that definitely for a number of years I was kind of lusting after and was hoping would make a comeback, and was really glad to see it come back this summer. I feel like this is going to be a pretty good seller for Homeworx over the summer. You do have to purchase these in a set of 2. I don't think that they are coming to Homeworx.Shop. Like, I haven't received any information about that, so I'm pretty sure these are probably going to be mostly a QVC exclusive. If you do happen to see these pop up at like Marshall's, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, places like that, let me know. I'll certainly go pick up another cherry or 2 if I can find them there, but I'm not going to make another purchase from QVC. Like I mentioned in the first video, I have so many sets of the blueberry, peach, and strawberry Farmstand trios to get through from last year that I really don't need any additional summer candles. And these are the type of scents that I am mostly interested in burning from Homeworx over the course of the summer. I will have some new kind of first sniff impressions for you guys. I am expecting a small PR package from Homeworx here in the next, hopefully, couple of days. I hope that I can share my thoughts before these actually go live. But yeah, unfortunately, I live in Oregon. Homeworx is located on the East Coast, and yeah, FedEx is the slowest delivery company known to man. So I'm not sure that I'll be able to share my thoughts before they actually get here, but I'm actually quite excited about this collection that's coming up, and might actually be placing an order, at least over at Homeworx.Shop, for maybe 1 or 2 extras, depending on how it goes with the first sniff impressions. So I'll share that with you guys as soon as I am able to. Let me know if you picked up Farmstand Cherry and what your thoughts are. Is your burn experience similar to mine, or are you seeing something completely different? Definitely leave that down below in the comments, and that way other people can kind of compare and contrast what's happening, maybe with different batches or whatever. But this one here is doing quite well for me. By the way, love the lids. These are not like a new style of lid for Homeworx. I think these first came out when he did that, like, it was like an ice cream collection. But anyway, I thought these were really cute. And by the way, they are like the nicer, like, metal lids. They're not like the cheaper ones. So I think our nice lids are coming back, guys. And I especially like the white, obviously. Kind of goes with my color scheme here. So anyway, yeah, let me know if you have questions. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys for more candle reviews this coming week. Take care. Toodaloo.